Title: At our anniversary dinner, my wife brought me a special drink. My daughter pulled my sleeve and whispered, "Don't drink that, just watch." On her phone was footage from her dog's collar cam. My wife was slipping white powder into my glass while laughing with her sister. Start: I remember the exact moment my daughter pulled on my sleeve. Her hand was trembling, her eyes too wide for a girl her age. She whispered so softly only I could hear, "Dad, don't drink that, just watch." She slid her phone into my palm under the table. The video was shaky, angled low, filmed from the dog's collar camera. But the image was clear enough. My wife, smiling, laughing with her sister, tilted a vial of white powder into a glass identical to the one sitting in front of me now. My hand froze on the stem of the glass. My chest felt hollow. And then my daughter leaned closer, her lips brushing my ear. "Dad, there's a second video, and it's worse. So much worse." We had been married for 18 years. I believed I knew her better than anyone. We raised a daughter together, built a home, shared anniversaries where every year felt like a small triumph against time. I thought she was my ally, my anchor. But betrayal always comes wearing the mask of love. The second video was darker. I forced myself to watch it in silence while the restaurant's low music played on. My daughter's small fingers gripped my sleeve like she was holding me together. On screen, my wife wasn't laughing this time. She was whispering, planning, talking about what would happen after I was gone. Her sister asked, "Are you sure it'll work?" My wife smirked. "It worked on the dog, didn't it?" The dog. Our dog, who had died suddenly a month earlier. I thought it was illness. I buried him with tears. She had tested her poison on him. And in the video, she spoke words I will never forget. "Once he's out of the way, his accounts transfer clean. I'll finally be free, free from me." The man who had given her everything. I didn't drink. I didn't rage. I smiled at her across the table. She thought my silence was affection. She leaned over, brushed her fingers across mine, as if she hadn't just signed her death sentence. That night, after tucking my daughter into bed, I stayed awake. I stared at the ceiling until dawn, and I made my choice. I would not confront her. I would not scream. I would dismantle her world piece by piece. The first step was evidence. I copied both videos. I backed them up in hidden drives, cloud accounts, places she'd never think to look. The second step was financial. Quietly, I shifted my assets, secured accounts, cut off joint access. I left just enough to keep her convinced I was blind. The third step was patience. She kept trying. Each dinner, each glass of wine, each nightcap she poured for me. She thought she was clever, subtle. She didn't know I was watching, counting every attempt, recording them all. And my daughter knew. She became my silent ally. Together we waited. Our anniversary became her stage and my trap. She had arranged a gathering at our house, friends, family, neighbors. She wanted witnesses, not to her crime, but to her performance as the devoted wife. I arrived with flowers. I kissed her cheek. I let her guide me to the head of the table. And when she lifted her glass, gesturing for a toast, I lifted mine too. But I didn't drink. Instead, I placed my phone on the table. One tap. The TV screen behind me flickered to life. The first video played. My wife's face drained of color as the footage of her hand slipping powder into my glass filled the room. Murmurs spread. Her sister gasped. Then the second video. Her voice, cold, laughing about my death, the dog, the money. The silence that followed was heavy enough to crush her. She stammered. She tried to laugh it off. It's a joke, a prank. You don't understand." But the guests did. They understood perfectly. I leaned forward, my voice steady, quiet, carrying across the room. 18 years, and you thought I wouldn't see it. You killed the only loyal soul in this house to practice. You thought you'd kill me, but you forgot one thing. I looked at our daughter, her eyes brimming but fierce. I taught her to watch carefully. The police came faster than she expected. I had sent them the files days earlier, timed perfectly with tonight's display. What she didn't know was that her sister had already broken. Pressured with evidence, she confessed everything in advance. The police had been waiting, building the case. Tonight was just the curtain fall. They took my wife away in handcuffs, her dress shimmering under the flashing red and blue lights. She screamed my name, cursed me, pleaded. The crowd watched. I didn't move. My daughter held my hand. This time it was me gripping hers, steadying her. The house is quiet now. The air feels different, cleansed. My daughter sleeps peacefully, without fear of the poison hidden in her food, her drink, her life. I sit alone in the dining room, staring at the untouched glass from earlier. The liquid inside reflects the chandelier above, still and perfect. I think about love, about trust, about how fragile it really is. 18 years of smiles can be erased by one vial of powder. Do I regret it? No. Regret is for the blind. I see everything now. She thought she could bury me. Instead, I buried her. Not in soil, but in truth. And truth, once revealed, is the most lethal poison of all.